Good Monday morning to you. It's a crazy week. It's the week where you're trying to get everything done and for Christmas. Salena Zito, of course, joins us. Everything Salena Zito can be found at salenazito.com, and you can follow her on X at Zito. Salena, good week before Christmas. Where's all the cookies? I don't see any cookies in that kitchen.
There's a stack of them to my left. And we're
Okay,
making a lot more today.
When did the seven fishes show up?
So, the Feast of the Seven Fish is an Italian tradition that have been adopted by a lot of people, including J.D. Vance, who, when he became Catholic, called me and said, "So, how do I get in on this?" The Seven Fish Feast is traditionally held on Christmas Eve. We hold it on December 23rd because that's my father's birthday. And I do it at my house. You have to make a meal, 7 different meals with fish incorporated into it. And I also make homemade pasta, sauce, meatballs, braciole, stuffed hot peppers, and eggplant.
Yeah, I'm not a big fish guy. Does Mrs. Paul's fish sticks show up?
No, they do
Okay.
not show up.
I had a great mom. She was a wonderful nurse, couldn't cook worth a doggone. And so therefore, Mrs. Paul's fish sticks for my life for every Friday forever. So I'm wondering, Salena, is it an expectation on you? Are you supposed to deliver this every year?
Oh yeah, this is my 35th year doing it. My grandmother died in the late 70s, and I took over probably 4 years later, when I was
Now,
like
okay,
21
so
years old.
this is the
Yeah.
key question. Who's the designated survivor of Seven Fish Christmas? If you go the way of the angels, who takes over?
My daughter will.
Oh, she
Definitely.
will? Have you
Oh
talked
yeah.
to her
Yeah,
about
she
this?
Oh yeah, she lives a quarter mile away from me, and her and my grandchildren are here making it with me for like 3 days.
All
So,
right, very good.
yeah,
Now, my next
they're
question
all
is much
set.
more serious. Wright Pat, where my uncle Hank Roll worked for 40 years, Wright Pat Air Force Base is not too far from you. I'm wondering if you
Yeah.
can jaunt down there to get a look at the drones that have shut down Wright Pat. Because Wright Patterson, I mean, Vic Mattis didn't know anything about the drones, and they're everywhere. Now they've shut down Wright Pat. So what do you know?
Yeah. So I've been there. I drive past there every year when every couple times a year when I drive across the country. That is incredible. I mean, that's like the middle of America, right? That is not a coastal city. It's not on the coast. It's not near the ocean. It's dead center in the middle of the country. And that is just, I mean, all of it is incredibly disturbing. What is most disturbing is whatever happens in a vacuum of information, and there's repeated of information, you get fear because you're not having any idea of what's happening. So this is causing, I mean, it's also causing some very humorous posts, but it's causing fear. And it's just sort of ridiculous that our own government won't calm that fear. At
But
this
Selena, they
point,
sent Secretary Mayorkas out. Isn't Secretary Mayorkas good enough to assure everyone that everything is fine with the drones?
oh, you mean the same guy who said that there's no crisis at the border? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's coming from that guy. He's not going to reassure anybody of anything. It's sort of like sending Pete Buttigieg to East Palestine, walking around in, impeccable clothing and not getting dirty. And, it's just,
But by
this
the way,
administration
Pete
has been bad.
Buttigieg, who's called Buttigieg by the guys over at Ruthless, apparently has declared that he's a Michigan resident now and is going to run for governor in Michigan. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I have heard that. Especially all my buddies up there that run Republican politics up in Michigan, and they're like, "Okay, bring it on," because
Who's going to
the
tell him that you don't get to move to a Midwestern state and declare? It's not like It's not like California where everyone moves to, or Texas, or Florida, or even Virginia. You just don't get to plant a flag in the Midwest and say that you're there, that you're from there. And I mean, we take these things pretty seriously, right?
Oh yeah, we take them very, very seriously, and it's not as though he has kept his Midwestern roots. Look, I covered Pete Buttigieg when he was the mayor of in Indiana, and he ran for the DNC chair. He was a very different Pete Buttigieg, and so I think that he thinks he can go back to that, and based on his behavior and elitism in this administration, they're not going to be buying what he's putting down.
No, I think that is the funniest. How do we call it? Trial balloon to be floated in a long time. Pete Buttigieg being a Michigander. Not true. Not going to work. Wouldn't be prudent. Salena, just drive on down to Right Pat and look around for us, would you please? You're not doing anything this time of the year. You're completely, there's nothing going on. Go follow her at ZitoSalena.com or follow her on X at Zito Salena.